G'day yak fishers. Today we are talking two of the most important bits of kit you've got, PFDs and PLBs. So if you have a gas inflating life jacket and you have never used it, I strongly suggest that you go out and give it a go. It'll cost you 20, maybe 30 bucks for another gas cylinder. It's about getting comfortable, getting used to it. You don't want the first time that you have to use your emergency equipment. Same goes for your PLB. You don't want the first time you use it to be in an emergency. Same reason I always have my kids out in the life jackets. They're always swimming in the jacket, so they're used to it. If we do end up in the water, they're not going to be panicking about their life jacket because they're comfortable in it. They know they float. Check it out. Yes, gotcha. Happy Yeti. So I've been talking for ages about doing a life jacket test demo. Basically, I'm just going to test, make sure my jacket inflates, and while I'm at it, I'm going to make sure that I can get my PLB out of its container and do a test activation. So, here we go. Alright, so I'm in the water. Hypothetically, can't get back in my kayak, so I've got to find my cable, which apparently is harder to do than I thought it would be. There it is. And let's see if this thing goes off. Alright, there we go. Fully inflated. That's good. Floating on my own. Yes, it floats. It squeezes my head, which is a bit unpleasant. I don't really like that very much, but it's doing its job. So then I've got to get my PLB out of this top pocket, which is here. I'm going to put that strap straight on myself, take the actual PLB out. If I'm lost at sea, I'll probably just ditch that. Actually, no, I won't, because inside of there, I've got a mirror. You can use that for signaling. And then, so I've got the KTI PLB to test. Unclip antenna and raise to vertical. Raise to vertical. Press blue button until red light illuminates. White strobe and green light flash. Blue button until red light illuminates. Red light. Green light. Strobe. Cool. Alright, so that's all good. Now, this jacket's really uncomfortable when it's expanded. I wouldn't want to be sitting in that for a long time. So I guess if I'm floating with this, I'd be floating as much as possible. So we'll see if it holds its air until we get home, and then I'll show you reinstalling a canister. See you there. I figure I should see if I can get back in with it inflated too, so.
Did you see it come out of his pocket? What came out of his pocket? The water. Oh. It was gone. Did you get in, Harry?
I also did some capsize training today with the little Yeti. So Providence here got rolled upside down so that he could turn her back up. He's now big enough that he can do it himself. But what that means is that she fills up with salt water. You guys know Hobies are not exactly waterproof. So salt water in there means rudder lines get salt, and yeah, salt, once it dries out, crystallizes, weakens the fabric. So I wanted to give her a really good wash. So I've given her a good hose down, lots of fresh water, and then the best way to get that water back out is a big sponge. This was part of one of those kids' couch things, and yeah, so I actually use this as my baler, and I know a lot of guys who do as well, because you can fit it into any hatch, and you can take large amounts of water out in a big hurry if you need to. Not a bad idea, just to carry a big sponge with you. It's probably about 2.5 hours later. She's still holding firm, so no problems there, no holes, no anything like that. I decided I will wash it down before I do everything else. So I'm going to wash it down, hang it out to dry, and then later on we'll come back to show you how to change the gas cylinder, which is obviously in there. So if I'm perfectly honest, I don't actually remember how you get this one to deflate, so you're gonna have to bear with me while I figure that out. That is the breather valve. So you can use that if necessary to add more air. I couldn't add more air to that if I tried. Gas cylinder, it's just simply a matter of unscrewing that. Off she comes. So this jacket takes a 33 gram. Make sure if you're getting a replacement, you get the right one. All right, how do I get the air back out of this thing? Ah, there we go. So inside of here is a little valve. It's kind of like a bike tire, I guess. We just got to press that valve down. And as you can hear, the air comes out. So I'm going to need 2 hands to do that to get all the air out properly. So I've got this convenient stick that my kids have in the backyard. Push the rest of the air out. And obviously we're going to want to make her as flat as possible. And I'll do that in a less stupid looking way by properly rolling it up rather than just laying on top of it. I've got as much air out as I can. I'm going to take this opportunity, I'm going to put the cap back on there, make sure we don't get any water in. And I'm actually going to go and give it a full-on dunking and wash in a bucket of fresh water. And then I'll hang it out to dry, and we'll come back and have a look at it in a couple of hours once it's dry. Better rinse this baby too while we're at it. So here's my replacement. Obviously that says Marlin, which is a different brand of PFD, but they're pretty well oiled interchangeable. It's got this bunch of different little clips, and you just pick the one that matches to your PFD. The most important thing is getting the right volume of CO2. So 33 grams is what it is for mine. And I'm guessing most adult ones would be the same. I'm not sure of that, check yours. All right, so there it is, all laid out, all nice and dry now. What I've realized is that I've been trying to figure out which little green thingy to use, and I've realized that none of them actually fit this jacket, but they're basically just an extra resistance on your pull cord to stop you accidentally pulling it. And I have not had one on mine pretty much ever. I'm pretty sure I looked at it and thought, that's weird, that's going to make it hard for me to pull the cord, and chucked it away as soon as I got it. So starting off, it's pretty much a simple matter. So everything's back in. Screw the cylinder, hang on, that's the dead one. That's not going to help me. Get the new cylinder. Check everything's sealed, which there's no reason why it shouldn't be. And there is a little pin in there, which I was a bit worried about. I wasn't sure what was going on. But basically what that does is this little red indicator here just changes that. So it should not be enough force to pierce your cylinder. And checking that the rubber's still all good in there, which it is. Just gently screwing the cylinder in. So you can see my little tag's now gone green. Screw it up as tight as you're game to. And that is now rearmed. Nice green marker. So we'll close up the cover over that. And then this jacket actually has really good instructions on what to fold and in what order. 1, fold 2. Which brings us inside. Just going to zip that up a little bit to hold it in place. Oh, hang on, zips at the wrong end. It zips on the way down and you can't get all this, so the zips at the top. The idea is you fold it all in, you zip up to the top and then you zip back down. So we'll keep going. Fold number 3. Yep, that's a little bit more tricky than I thought it was going to be. Oh, that's right. Alright, so scrap my previous comment. Get your zip back up to the top first. A little bit of Velcro there to hold it in place. Zip all the way up. Another zip. All the way up. Undo that Velcro again. Zips as far up as they go. Now we come back to this. So that looks a bit easier to deal with. 1, 2. Tuck your corners in. And then zip down. Like that. Where'd my little toggle go? Make sure your toggle's hanging out. And the other side, same again, in. And there you have it. We're all good. Do that little Velcro back up. Close all my pockets up because it's all been nice and washed and nice and dry. There you go. Fully done, re-primed, ready for next time. So there you have it. All done, all repacked, ready to go if I ever need it. Hopefully I don't ever need it, but I'd rather test it and know that it's going to work. And if it costs me 20 bucks or 30 bucks a year to buy a new cylinder, definitely worth it. Alright, keep safe guys. See you on the water. Alright, everybody out.